Fans, family, and all. Welcome to another edition of Taking It to the House. I'm Dr. C. Victor Herman III.
I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm taking to the house. What an exciting weekend we had in the NFL. We got so many topics we want to talk about, but we're probably going to be staying in the NFL realm most of these next 30 minutes. Brother, we got 300-pound lineman scoop and scoring for the Eagles, bro. And he was stumbling and bumbling and going. I was like, go, big boy. I loved it. In the game, blocked field goals, in the game, missed field goals. What what an exciting week. Like I said, I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover. We welcome you. I'm gonna let my co-host take it from here.
I love how you kick it off because we start talking about football. It's three teams for our casual listener, for our casual football fan. Three teams make up one team, and as Dr. Hoover's talking about, field goal blocks and returns. That's the special teams. So when your offense can put up points or may not be able to put up points, your defense can stop teams, but then your special teams will come in and change the tide of a game. And that's what happened. Speaking of that particular game, man, you start talking about the ups and downs like the Jets in Tampa Bay. You get
Yeah.
that scoop and score. Everybody's like, okay, game's over. And what happens? A special teams field goal ends the game. So we start talking about the beauty of football. It's the
Mm.
universal side. All plays matter. And what
Yes.
the NFL has been doing the last few years is making sure that the fan, the casual and the invested fan, can watch the full game. There were times we said, "Oh, this is a kickoff. Let's keep it moving." Now you're almost looking at every play to say, "All right,
Yes.
there's an opportunity for a score or a phenomenal defensive play in this particular round." So, as you just set up, I think it says this NFL history where they had two returns off of a block field goal in the
Yeah.
same day. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
about Big Man. They said he's the fastest big man on record. That joker, no oxygen tanks on the way down there, no wheelchairs. Like he's still accelerating. Almost remind me of Bo Jackson about to run to the tunnel.
I love it. You're talking about special teams, and this wasn't even on our rundown, but a 60-yard field goal is nothing now. They're planning for a 60-yard field goal, and they're making them, man. So well said how you got three phases of a team to make a team to win the game. And they're planning, and they're all integral parts, important pieces to winning the game. And those who do it and execute it best, less mistakes, will win in the end. Speaking of winning, how about lack of winning? Man, what's up with them Ravens? Now, no, I'm serious. What is going on with them Ravens? Holla at your boy. You know what? We need a couch right now. We need Dr. Phil. We need somebody. Maybe we need. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, what do they need? Maybe Ray Lewis. Maybe Brother Reed. I don't know what they need, but right now they're sorry. Okay, I'm just going to say that they are sorry. I am. I pick and love the Ravens based on reputation, but right now they are playing sorry. No, not all of them, not all the time. No, they can score, but they are a sorry representation of what they should be. That's what I'm going to say. They are sorry. They got the Lions coming up in there making their running backs look like Walter Payton, Jim Brown incarnate. Come on. running up and down their throats. No stop, no resistance, easy. Bent over, butt up. That's what they look like. Come on, defense. And then, uh, you know, I'm a fan of Derrick Henry. I'm a fan of his. We got 3 games in, and you're getting your candy stole from you, took from you, when you maybe had one fumble in 12 years. I don't know. It's just what is going on there. And now it's probably getting into your head. Execution, we're just talking about not making mistakes and finishing the game, executing and not making mistakes, finishing the game. And they're not doing any of those right now. Bruh, before I go on until the break of dawn, I'm gonna let you have a piece of that, man. Come on, talk to me. What's up
Hey,
with these Ravens?
I want a piece. Yeah, I'm wearing purple because I'm still faithful to my team. However, they are who at the record shows they are. They suck. I don't. You are what your records say they are. I still would love to see them in. I said I would love to see them in Super Bowl. Am I calling them that they're gonna make not this team? This team is not a Super Bowl team because to your point, we have always been a defensive team. It pisses me off. I had a conversation with my son. I don't need to score 40 points for us to maybe win a game. Anything over 3 touchdowns for this team, this culture of a team, we should win because we're not supposed to give up more than 2 touchdowns a game. Last year, the last 7 games of last season, we finally fixed the defensive issues and was only giving up 15 points a game. But the first 9 weeks of the season, we was giving up 30 points. I don't if we cracked the code before the end of last season, what are we going back reverting for? That
Right.
is a waste of, again, I talk about it many times. Stop playing with your food. Stop playing with your food. Stop taking for granted how powerful a team we are. Cincinnati Bengals just lost their quarterback. That's it. Season done. Their window is continually shrinking. So if you are the Baltimore Ravens, you got the baddest man to run the ball. You got the baddest man that can throw and run the ball. Then you're supposed to have we got tight ends. We got talent for days. People had asked me through the offseason, what do the Ravens need to win the Super Bowl? Nothing. Just win. That's it. The team is
Yeah.
set. The
Yes.
team is set. So to watch what they did this weekend, there should be no reason when you get fourth quarter, we always talk about it. Get the ball to running backs. We would get upset if it's fourth quarter and you're passing. You give the ball to your workhorse. And to see what has happened, and I'm hoping, like you said, what's the carryover?
Mm.
Because hearing Derrick Henry's post-game comments, reading the articles, he is shook right now because he said, I don't know what happened. This is not me. And you are used to being the big man on the block. And as you stated, now for some reason, people are starting to take your candy. Now, was you popcorn muscles didn't have nothing behind that? Like now, they don't need to tackle you. They just need to poke the ball.
Right.
So, how much is this going to carry over? Because
Mm.
now, as a fan, I feel a little more anxiety fourth quarters. We already were concerned fourth quarter because the defense can't stop a nosebleed. Now you tell me on offense we have a chance to put away a game. We got to hold our breath too to wonder if
Mhm.
Lamar going to do something crazy and we have a
Mm.
fumble. Derrick Henry going to get tight. Like that was gut wrenching. That's the offensive side. To your
Yeah.
point, defense, man, come on now. 96
Oh.
yards, 98 yard, 98 yards. You give up a 98-yard drive, not one play and a person throws a bomb. No, three. How many series? How many first downs in 98 yards did this
Mm.
team just run it down your freaking throat at your
Mm.
at your
Mm.
house?
Mm.
That was like, are you serious? So now we gotta have Lamar Jackson on the field to have a chance to win the game. And
Mm.
if you're able to run a 98-yard drive, that means you have less time, Ravens, to have Lamar Jackson, who is your best playmaker, on the field. So if your
Yeah.
defense is that sorry, they just set out a blueprint, they just keep Lamar off the field because the defense can't stop anything. So that was
Right.
sick to watch. So Super Bowl roster, yes. Super Bowl team, no. We talked about with the three phases. Defense is sorry right now, and I don't even
Yeah.
recognize that team. That was a hot mess and just disappointing.
Let's be fair. Detroit, for the last couple of years, that was the team. This when we saw these two play, that was the team we expected them to be. It's just the Ravens didn't show up. They didn't match that energy. They didn't bring what they should be bringing to the table. They didn't bring it to the table. So no, we got to give credit to Goff and Montgomery and Gibbs and St. Brown and their execution. And they got a new OC over there. We got to give them credit because they're learning on the fly to have that same level of communication and talk and be able to execute and game plan. So they brought their game plan, and you said it correctly. If we can run the ball, hold the ball, that means they can't score the ball because their defense is sorry. And it worked. It just worked. And so no level of resistance on the Ravens, and Ravens going to have to fix that because they got the Chiefs coming up. Not that the Chiefs are anything to really be scared of, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in our pick'ems. But the Ravens, you're right. They are what their record say they are. And if they're not careful, they'll be on the outside looking in if they're not careful. Get it together, Ravens.
Yep, totally agree. They played two Super Bowl caliber teams. They played the Buffalo Bills, who they have a potential to see them in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
They played the Detroit Lions, that they would have the potential to play them in the Super Bowl. Both ways they lost that game shows that, as you stated, Detroit is that team right now. Buffalo's that team. They're not taking any plays off. Baltimore,
Right.
I don't know what team they are, but they're definitely not on the same level as those two teams.
We'll get back to the Ravens, man, in a little bit because we'll talk about them in our pick'ems. But another NFC future potential game. We're talking about the Eagles, bro, and the Rams. Did you get a chance to get any of that? See any of that game? What?
Man,
What? What?
did that live up to the hype? We shared last week that was that second round of the playoffs last year. That easily could have been an NFC Championship game last year.
Yes.
The Eagles and the Rams, I expect to see them again in the playoffs. Because
Yes.
that right there is already must-see TV. They are starting to again. Who were the Rams? We thought we had lost them for some time, but Sean McVay and his coaching staff has revitalized them. And we talked about it early beginning of this season. We said, what kind of Stafford is there? If it's the healthy Stafford, it's their division. If it's not, then we'll give it to the Niners. So to see them play, man, the Rams is a scary team. And what did it come down to? Special teams. It wasn't Jalen Hurts. It wasn't Matt Stafford. It was a special teamer that was the difference of that game, man.
Yes. The other thing about special teams is the Rams were scoring field goals. Special teams. Field goals are fine, but it's not 7. You need 7 against the Eagles. You need 7 each time. 3 is fine. If you can't get anything, 3 is fine, but it won't win games. And it proved today in that game, it wasn't enough because the Eagles got that swag, call it that pedigree, that confidence. When they get down, they can come back because I believe so. Bored? No, that's not it. I think they're still just getting their groove back. You know, that champagne, the alcohol, that drowsiness, maybe drunkenness from a championship. But look what they did when they turned it on. And I don't think it's a switch. It's just they adjusted. They went in at halftime and they made the halftime adjustments. And it wasn't about Hurts pulling the ball down and running. It was about Hurts getting the ball to his playmakers. And his playmakers got down like the get down. And they got down, bruh. And it proved that they can win. They had the up-tempo, speed it up. They can match your energy. We're not even talking about Saquon back there. We're not talking about Saquon. We're talking about Hurts and his receivers, Smith and Brown, and moving the ball, getting chunks when they need to, and then the special teams, like you said, being able to finish the game. So, yeah, Rams, all that. I love Stafford and his ability to execute from an offensive standpoint, But the three phases failed the Rams in this instance as a group, but maybe they didn't fail. And I was just thinking about it. Maybe they didn't fail. It's just that the Eagles are just better. They're just better, you know?
And that's the difference between a championship caliber team. You played the full game. There's
Yeah.
no plays off. There's no downs off, and every person does their role. And again, you got that neck and neck game to two great titans of the team. What's going to be the difference? What's going to be the difference? And to the other point, and we talked about last week, well, people just leave Jalen Hurts alone. Give that man his flowers. This week, again, it wasn't Saquon the last 2 weeks. It wasn't Saquon against the Chiefs. It wasn't Saquon this time. Let that man air it out. So it goes back to pick your poison. If you are as talented as the Philadelphia Eagles, all right, take away Jalen Hurts, take away Saquon. I'm still Jalen Hurts. I have the ball. I'll put the ball where it needs to go. And I'm killing you on the side with these doggone receivers.
Yes.
Man, give that man his flowers.
Please do. Please do. Drew Brees came out with a quote, man, Eagles are winning, but they're boring. I'll take a dub and be boring all day. Look at who may be exciting. Eric Coryell and the Chargers back in the day, they were exciting, and for many days, the greatest show on turf, they were exciting. But how many championships did they win? We got the Eagles in the last, 3-4 years that have won 2? Come on now. I will take ugly. And not only that, you got to win ugly a lot of times. It's down in the trenches, bro. It's not about the glitz and the glamour, the sizzle, and the style that makes fights. No, it's about getting down and dirty where the hogs are. That's where the game is won. And then, like I said, a 300-pound dude running fast like that. He was dancing. He was the dancing bear. He was on his toes. He was getting it. Loved it, man.
What does Drew Brees want? Because how many did he win? I think the Eagles won more than he's won, and Jalen Hurts and him are tied.
Yeah.
So, okay, Drew Brees, thank you for playing and giving some entertainment, but how many rings you got? Y'all both at the same table, and he still got another 10 years left to league. So, man, come on now.
Exactly. A couple other highlights, man, just real quick, fast burners. Chiefs finally win. It was against the Giants. The Giants decided, okay, they're going to sit down Russell so Jackson Dart can come on in. We got Houston. We got a problem, bruh. And Baker, a third comeback win. Bruh, touch those, hit those. Let me know where you're at.
So I love what the Buccaneers are doing. Baker, I'm glad he's getting this resurgent and, people starting to respect him in the NFC South. However, they can play these back coming from behind games these first 3 weeks. But when they start meeting up against these Detroit Lions, these Green Bay Packers, these Vikings, these Rams, these Eagles, and stuff like that, that ain't going to cut it. Again, there's some teams that don't know who they are. Some teams like to pay the food. So they got to get to these Baker and that team needs to go ahead and work these kinks out, because when they get deeper in that season and play some of these real ballers, it's going to be something. But he's exciting to watch. It's great to see the tenacity. Again, the theme of our show today. Don't give up. Play till the 000. And Baker is saying, I am him. Give me the ball, and we got it. And I love his swagger. I love his confidence, because the league there's some teams that had mistreated his talent. And thank goodness, again, the Rams, Sean McVay and his team gave him a chance for redemption. He goes from the, we saw what happened when he's out there in Cleveland. They gave up on him when they couldn't protect him. Right. Then he goes down to Carolina, and then he resurges in Los Angeles, and now to come here, a safe home, and they love him down there. So that was great. Just watching him tinker at it, and awesome.
Yeah. I say nobody ever questioned his ability. I think it was his. He acted like he had earned it before he did, and now his play is matching his confidence, or cockiness, if you will. So you know the day, you know the drill. If your performance is not as good as what that other stuff, they will move you. They will get rid of you. You're not worth the mess. You're not worth the headache. And that's why Shador went as far down as he did, is nobody wanted the circus along with it. Baker was a circus before he performed. He was a
Mm,
circus, he was a
mm,
sideline show before he was able to put anything together. And people may have given up on him. You talk about OCs, you talk about organizations, you talk about general managers. People did give up on him. He is a Heisman Trophy winner, so he had potential, but the mess, the circus, the progressive, you know, given too much too early, and he didn't earn it.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I love. Matter of fact, I got him on my fantasy team. I just saw and felt, but that's another story for another day. Fantasy. We'll talk about that another day. But Baker is playing, and we're talking about when you do come from behind wins. Well, you got yourself in a position. Well, the three phases are: there is a defense. You're supposed to stop the other team. You're supposed to score when you're supposed to score, obviously, and they're trying to stop you from scoring. And then you got to kick, block, do all that. We get it. But then guess what? There is a reason why there's 11 people on the other side. They're trying to stop you from doing all those things. So when everything is down to the bottom, it should come down to the last possession. If everything is even, right? It should come down to the last possession. Then it comes down to execution, preparedness. It's also coming down to I have that will, that power. I will not quit. I will not give in. He shows all of that. I'm not calling him Joe Montana or
Mm,
Tom Brady. I'm
mm,
not calling him Patrick Mahomes. I'm calling
mm,
him Baker. I am calling him Mr. Baker. And when you can do that repetitively, you don't want to be back. No, you don't want to be behind. You don't want to do that routinely. But when you get in that situation, there's something about confidence that I can come out of it. We will survive. We will get this. Hold your blocks a little bit longer. I'm gonna throw you this pass, small window, catch the pass. If I have to scramble for 3 to 5 to 7, 10 yards, I got to do what I got to do. Clock it, reset, do it again. There is a confidence that goes with that, and Baker Mayfield is doing that, and I'm happy for his success.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great to see, and maybe that's what had to happen. Let's knock you down just a little bit. That humility.
Yes.
As Denny Green said, you want to crown their ass, crown him. Well, he's already being crowned based off of a marketing in Cleveland. Cleveland. So, if you haven't done nothing yet.
Right.
So I do like the resurgence and then with a level of humility, but also appreciation for the opportunity he has now to do out there in Tampa. Bro, you talked
Yes.
about Houston, man. Yeah,
Mm.
I know we actually picked them to win the division. Uh,
Yes.
they look. They got one more loss in them, man. That's 0-4. That's a hard hill to climb out of because Indianapolis does not look like the same team we thought they were.
Right. Houston, and I get a chance here. You get all their games. You get all of Houston's games, and then I'm also listening to the commentary nationwide, and I see what the commentators or the color folks are saying. He does not trust his line.
Mm,
He's running. He's not setting his feet, and he's not throwing touchdowns. He's not throwing completions. He's not converting on third down. He's not sustaining drives. And if you was it Derek Carr, David Carr, David,
on the Cowboys.
one of them Cowboys, quarterback for Houston, sacked routinely, repeatedly. I think he was seeing like sixth sense. I see rushers in my sleep. I see dead people. That's what I'm afraid of. And we talked about it. I mentioned it just a little bit ago. The game is won in the trenches. It really is in the trenches. Well, if the quarterback that does not have that confidence, you're going to lose. If he doesn't trust the line play, and he's got a lot to do with the line play because he can always check down, he can hand the ball off, he can get rid of it sooner. But there's something off, there's something wrong there. But it's really starting at the offensive line play. The defense is still good, but you can only do so much if your team is not scoring or sustaining drives. You're going to get tired. Ravens know about that. The defense is going to get tired. You can score, but sustaining drives gives your team, your defense, a chance to rest. And the Ravens did get a chance to. Houston is not getting a chance to rest. They're going right back out there and really trying to put their finger in the dike, and it's really overflowing. So Houston, they won't fix the problem immediately. What I fear is CJ Stroud is going to be a shell of himself or shell shook, and he will never meet his potential because of it. That's what I'm afraid of.
I agree. Because the sad thing is, and this is why it's so pivotal and crucial, these quarterbacks those first couple of years. This is his third year. Now that freshman year, that rookie year, he outshined Bryce out there in Carolina, and everyone's like, "Oh my goodness!" Second year, I mean, he's killing it. Now this is his junior year of pro, like his third year. Like you're not supposed to be arrived. Same coaching staff, so they got stability. Same
Yeah.
everything. So now what's changed? And so the same way he's getting smart to these defensive and defensive coordinator seen him a couple of times now. So
Got him on tape.
that piece of resiliency. What
Yeah.
quarterback will you be? We just talked about Baker. Baker
Yeah.
was that guy in Cleveland for a while until the injuries. We just talked about Joe Burrow getting mistreated by his line and not protecting him.
Right.
CJ Stroud is in that window where, is he our Baker who's going to be, who made this fizzle out? Or will we not be able to protect our franchise quarterback and he gets beat up and becomes a shell of himself, and then he will
Mhm.
not be able to complete full seasons, a la Burrow. So,
Yeah.
man, they gotta wake up because again, they had been winning that division the last 3 years. It was a shoe in even when we called our picks earlier this year.
Yeah. So CJ, there's still hope because what we do know is the Sam Donalds of the world and the Geno Smiths of the world. You can go somewhere else. Maybe Houston is just not the place for him, and he doesn't get that worn out or beat up. Uh, so there is a possibility that it's just not the place for him. It's just not. He's not surrounded with the talent he needs to be successful. So you look at Sam, look at what he's doing, bro. But got them leading their division up there. Go ahead, Seattle. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, USC. Let's go.
Yeah,
Go
yeah, yeah, yeah,
USC.
yeah, yeah,
Bruh, it's about pick'em time. And we
yeah.
mentioned a few teams already. All right, so the pick'ems this week. Colts on the road visiting the Rams. Eagles on the road going to Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. So Colts, Rams, Eagles, Bucks, your Ravens against the Chiefs on the road. One of those teams is going to be 1-3. And I'm going to let you take the first fight, bro. Holla at your boy.
We just talked about them Colts, and they're going to face the Rams.
Yeah.
Talk about the Rams calling out that L, and with Matt Stafford, the Super Bowl quality team. I don't trust Daniel Jones yet. I don't think they've been truly tested. I'm going with the Rams on that one.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I was afraid you're going to say that. Because I want to go against you so bad, but bruh, Daniel Jones, I can't go with you, bruh. After 3 days, your body of work on the road, man. But I believe in Jonathan Taylor. I believe in that receiving core, and I do believe we talk about resurgence of quarterbacks and Daniel Jones. You are looking good, you're playing good, you're doing what you're supposed to do at the quarterback helm, but too much to chew on the road. I'm going Rams as well.
Okay, I'm going to be the oddball out on this one.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually
Our producer.
buying
This is our
in.
producer, fans.
Yeah, I'm actually buying in to the Daniel Jones resurgence,
Okay.
and I think Indy pulls up
Okay.
the upset.
Okay.
I'll take you out to dinner if that happens. Eagles at Bucks, Vic. Let me go on this one. You mentioned it too, bro. You know, when you go up against Carolina, you can go up the Jets, come from behind, and I think it was Atlanta. They came from behind. Well, what do they all have in common? Maybe one win.
Sorry.
Maybe one win. This is the Eagles that's coming into town. Okay, and if this panel is not in consensus on an agreement, then there's somebody that's been smoking that bud on this panel. Eagles, and it don't have to be a landslide. The Eagles don't mind winning by 1 point. They don't mind winning by 50 points. But I will tell you, in the end, I expect the Eagles to win. Too many horses, too many stars.
Man, I agree. This is going to be probably the matchup of the weekend based off of records. Based off of records and potential. Again, this could be another NFC championship game right here.
Mm.
Keynote injury, Mike Evans, a receiver, one of the weapons for Baker Mayfield's hurt. I'm picking the Eagles. They don't went to Kansas City for that revenge match. They showed they could win nasty. Then last week they showed we can play at all phases of the game and allow our special teams to handle business. They still have not had that complete game. We have still not seen Saquon get loose while you're still airing it out to Smith and Brown. I'm going with Philly. They're going to go down to Tampa Bay and handle that business. As we spoke and as you just shared, this is not those other Baker cannot afford to play a game from behind against this team. Baker can't afford to be run outside the pocket like he's been doing against those other teams. He always got something for you. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. This is Super Bowl champions, and they want your lunch. And every week they're showing they're only getting stronger. I like I said, I'm not gonna call landslide in that kind of any point spread, but Philly in the win.
Okay, I'm going against y'all again.
Whoa!
And here's
What?
why. Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why.
Okay.
I think Philly is bored with the regular season. I think that's a lot of the issues, and they're still working on some things, right? It's going to be a close game, and I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And if Baker Mayfield has the ball last, I think Tampa Bay pulls it off.
I hear your argument. I think when you lose a stud like Mike Evans, then they can focus on the Egbuke, is that his name? And double team him. Then they're going to have to find somebody or another weapon. I'll talk about the Bucks. They're going to have to find another way to win. Baker and Egbuke is not enough. So
Mike Evans is always hurt.
Yeah,
He's always hurt.
I'm tracking. But that's two for you. Two for you against us. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Our producer Steve, you get the first choice between the Ravens and the Chiefs. What say you?
Oh, man, I'm taking the Chiefs. The Ravens are doo-doo. I'm sorry. The Ravens are doo-doo. I'm taking the Chiefs. That Ravens defense is horrid. And Kansas City can keep that offense off the field. They're in trouble. Baltimore's in trouble. They're about to be 1-4. Their season might be over.
Vic?
Well, it's head versus heart. I agree everything that Steve just said, but I'm going with Baltimore. I believe that we do have a bone to pick with them. Steve Spagnuolo, that defense. I think we also, from an offensive, as a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. I want to believe this last week of practice is a wake-up call. And this week, right now, and I do agree with Steve in this part, if they lose this game, their season's done. I don't care about going to playoffs. The season is done. The season was about Super Bowl aspiration, get to the AFC Championship. So I believe because of that, this is going to be a whole new experience come next week when they play against Kansas City. So I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going to go with Baltimore as well. And here is the reason, a couple of reasons why, is the Chiefs have no running game. They have, the passing game is based on Patrick Mahomes extending plays because they have nobody to stretch the defense. So the Ravens really can play up, and that's going to be good for them. So no running game and no deep threat, they can put 7, 8, 9 in the box. And Hunt, Pacheco is not enough for the Chiefs to scare anybody. Patrick Mahomes is still that guy. Andy Reid is still that guy. But you still have to have weapons to pull it off. So they don't have enough weapons, and schematically, they're just not getting it done. The Chiefs are just not getting it done. So I think the Ravens they should be very upset. You said chomping at the bit, and it's just a matter of them just going off this week. Run left, run right, run left, run right. Wear them out. Oh, Andrews in the middle. Oh, Flowers a little bit deeper. Run left, run right. And then Lamar, bro, get rid of the ball. There's no reason that you should have 7 sacks against you with your elusiveness and your talent around you. Get rid of the rock, okay? And I know how it can be when you feel like you got to make every play because the defense is failing you or somebody's failing you. Bro, live to fight another day. Do not have minus yards. I pick the Ravens on the road to win.
Hey, real quick, I want to add this piece. Who
Talk to
needs
me.
this victory more,
Ooh,
the Chiefs or Baltimore? I say Baltimore needs it more, just from a legacy standpoint. But man, I think Patrick Mahomes needs it more than anything because he's never lost this many games in a row.
I
Yeah,
will. Let me have. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that's a great point. Even though you have 1-2 record teams, this is almost a must-see TV just as much as a Philly and Tampa game because the narrative on Monday morning is going to be something. One of these teams will be 1-3, and this can shape the whole AFC landscape. So I totally agree. How will Patrick Mahomes respond to this? How does Travis Kelce, who came back for this next year, they already talk about all this tension between him and Andy Reid and kind of blowing it all on. This is how we communicate. And then how does Baltimore respond to this loss? So I'm with you. The narrative on the back end of this is going to be crazy for a 1-3 team. Regardless, that is going to be talked about. But someone's season going to end this weekend. Very possible.
Impact. Impact in their respective divisions. We got the Chargers in the AFC West. They're not looking back. Okay, so the Chiefs need to keep ground with them. They need this win. We got the Denver. They're not slight. They're not easy either. We got Vegas over there in the AFC. Then we got the AFC North. Impact. Then we got home field advantage. Impact, because later on, everybody expects these two teams to be in the playoffs. So we're talking about home field advantage as well. So who needs it more? Man, that's a 50-50. They both need it. But the impact for a loss, they both will suffer. Kansas City will suffer more because even the AFC North is it's always it's black blue. We got the Bengals, they're hurting, Cleveland is hurting, and nobody really respects Pittsburgh. That Baltimore should almost cakewalk and win their division anyway. But the AFC West, no. No, I don't see the Chiefs recovering from this if they lose. So that's enough for the Chiefs to be motivated. But any loss for either team, wow. That's my response. Great question though. Neither team can afford to lose.
I like that. I think you're absolutely right. Impact to the AFC West if the Chiefs when they're climbing a mountain. They're climbing a mountain because these division losses they've already experienced. So you're right. And the AFC North, it still belongs to the Baltimore Ravens. They still have to do all the rest of their league their division games. But Steelers still don't know who they are. Ravens know who they are. So I concur. That impact to AFC West if Kansas City loses this game, oh man, it's going to be very interesting. We already talked about that's supposed to be one of the most competitive divisions this year. So we'll be interested to see how they respond to adversity.
Yes. Man, what a show. Great show. For those, again, who didn't know who that was, that third voice, his face is not showing up. That's our producer. He is the man with the plan. He's got magic in his fingers, and he's the tech guy. He's the reason why we're here. So kudos to Steve. Thank you for chiming in, Steve, and giving Vic and myself the opportunity to represent and be here. We didn't get a chance to talk Dodgers. We didn't get a chance to talk playoff basketball with the WNBA or the playoff baseball. We have so much that we want to share with, but these are the topics we want to say thank you. Thank you. I suggest to you to download the app, and you can catch us anytime at your time that's convenient for you. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm taking it to the house. I'm out.
Hey, get ready, get ready, ready. You know, we set it off for the rest of the week. Tomorrow is that Thursday night game. We love y'all. We enjoy y'all. Continue to plaster our social media. You give us these great topics to talk about. What do you want to talk about? We're ready to talk about it. So listen, watch these games this weekend. Holler at us next week. What's your picks? I'm Dr. C. Victor Herbin III. Take it to the house. I'm out.